excellent for cricket. The outfield is quick, the pitch has healthy covering of grass but appears firm underneath. And with the morning sunshine overhead, batters will be keen to make most of the power play. Fast bowlers could find a little movement early, but once the players get set, stroke making should become much easier. Mamushi, the defending champions, arrive with a plenty of firepower in both departments. The batting lineup boasts aggressive top order players capable of taking the game away in matters of overs, while their bowling attack has shown the ability to strike at crucial moments. Standing in their way will be the South African backside Titans, a side known for discipline, athletic fielding, and smart cricket. They'll be looking to control the middle overs, build partnerships, and put pressure on Mamushi from the very first ball. As we see the starting lineups of both the sides, Mamushi and the Titans, well, quite a few big names out there. And as you can see, the fourth player for Mamushi, Mignon Dupree, a retired South African cricketer, but she still holds a lot in her and she has a lot to offer, isn't she? And she will be out there in this very first game with the defending champs Mamushi, and quite a few players who have also played for Japan are out there. As we can see, another big name in the Titans this time, Ahelia Chandel, who is an all-rounder, who is an excellent cricketer. Katie Pryor, also someone to watch out for. G.K. Divya, also, and only time will tell on who will be the one to emerge victorious. So the toss happened few moments back, and well, Mamushi called it right, and they have won the toss and elected to field first, so they will now have the opportunity of bowling the very first delivery of this year's campaign in the Japan's Women's Premier League 2026. And the Titans, well, the South African backside Titans, who are in association with the Japan Cricket Association, will be batting first in this very first encounter of this year's JWPL. Well, every run, every wicket, and every moment could prove decisions as both teams chase valuable points in the league standings. The atmosphere is building nicely, the players are making their final preparations, and we are just moments away from starting this game. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what promises to be a thrilling JWPL 2026 clash. It's Mamushi versus Titans live from the Sano International Cricket Ground. Right then, so earlier today, the Mamushi captain Erika Oda won the toss and had no hesitation in electing to bowl first. With a fresh pitch and a hint of morning movement on offer, Mamushi will be hoping that bowlers can make early inroads and immediately put the Titans under pressure. The Titans, meanwhile, have an exciting blend of international experience and local talent. Behind the stumps is Simeone Lawrence, while captain Katie Pryor anchors a batting unit that also features all-rounders Luyanda Nzuza, Angela Engmemenya, Divya GK, and Shafina Mahesh. The bowling responsibilities will largely rest with Elena Kusuda Naren and Kiyo Fujikawa, supported by a number of versatile all-rounders. Across the field stand the reigning champions, Mamushi, were outstanding throughout the 2025 season, going unbeaten on their way to lifting the inaugural title. Once again, they are led by Erika Oda, with star all-rounder Ayaka Kato Stafford providing balance in both departments. The experienced Mignon Dupree adds quality to the batting lineup, while wicketkeeper Michaela Wrigley and the all-round trio of Usha Pereira, Emerson Filsell, and Kurumi Ota give Mamushi tremendous depth. The bowling attack looks formidable as well. Roshni Seth, Ayumi Fujikawa, Natsume Wada McDonald, and Ayane Sakuraba from a strong unit that will be eager to start the defense of the title with the statement performance. Opening matches are always special. New players, new opportunities, and a clean slate for every team in the competition. For the Titans, it's a chance to upset the defending champions and announce themselves as genuine contenders. For Mamushi, it's the first step in what they hope will be a successful title defense. The field is set, the players are in position, anticipation is building around the ground, and we are moments away from the very first ball of the JWPL 2026. Titans will bat first after Mamushi chose to field. Sit back and enjoy what promised to be a fascinating contest from the Sano International Cricket Ground. All right. So it's going to be Katie Pryor who will be on strike. She is supported by Lawrence, who is at the non-strikers end. And here we go, ball number one. And straight away, it's a very good delivery by McDonald to start off. Just what you would expect from your bowlers, and slightly wider from the batter, and trying to keep it away from the arc of the batter, of course. Well, the power play overs are, of course, going to be the most crucial of all. As Katie Pryor, the captain of the Titans, pushes that one through the offside, and they get the opening run of this game. So she is up and running, Katie Pryor, straight away, leading the Titans this season. An experienced top order batter who brings calmness and authority to the crease. As captain, she'll be responsible for setting the tone both technically and with the bat. But now on strike is the Titans wicketkeeper Simone Lawrence. Opening the batting for the Titans, the wicketkeeper batter who will have a major role at both ends of the innings. That time it's a dot delivery. She'll be looking to provide a positive start and set the tone for her side in the opening match in this JWPL 2026. She is an aggressive stroke maker capable of scoring quickly in the power play. That one should be a wide, and it is, this time signaled by the umpire. So that will be the second run on the board for the Titans. And that will be another wide delivery. Well, Natsume Wada McDonald usually bowls with the new ball, and starting here as well, one of Mamushi's specialist bowlers, with the defending champions looking to make early breakthroughs. She will be entrusted with an important role in controlling the scoring rate and create wicket taking opportunities. As we see, Lawrence is off the mark now. So keeping the scoreboard ticking in this very first over as we still search the first boundary of the JWPL 2026. Well, as you can see, the South African backside Titans wearing the same jersey that they wear in their CSA challenges. Nonetheless, once again, just pushed on the offside, this time straight to the fielder. Once again, it's being cut away by Katie Pryor and it's gone straight to the fielder. So that is now the end of the first. It is 4 without a wicket for the Titans. Right, then we are going to continue in this second over, and it is going to be Otta to continue. Kurumi Otta, an all-rounder for Mamushi. And now the wicketkeeper is going to be up at the stumps as well. So she is going to bowl some medium pace, and it was uppish, putting in a dive towards her left. Well, the chase is on, and the fielder, well, she's caught across. So a couple of runs taken on that occasion by Lawrence, the wicketkeeper, as they still search the first boundary of the innings. Well, Kurumi Ota did become Japan's women's all-time leading wicket taker in 2024 during that Singapore series. She is more than capable with the new ball as well. One of the most experienced player in the Japanese women's cricket, an all-rounder who contributes in every department. She's already established herself among Japan's leading wicket takers. But she's someone who has 24 international T20 wickets for Japan, one of the most successful bowlers in the history of cricket of Japan in this format. Well, this time it's been pulled away, but straight to the fielder, or in fact, it's gone right through everybody. That's gone away to the boundary. So that is the first boundary of this tournament of this Japan Women's Premier League, and it's come off the bat of Catherine and Pryor. Well, she has been striking at more than 170 in the last couple of years in this format, and well, you expect a lot more of those as we witness the first boundary of this JWPL 2026. It was pitched slightly short, and this time it's been cut away, but once again straight to the fielder. Well, it'll be interesting to see what do the Titans feel would be a good score on this track. Especially they have been put into bat here and they have started off nicely so far. No wickets lost, 11 on the board, keeping the scoreboard ticking, one boundary in. As the captain Pryor gets the boundary, that is a wayward delivery, and that one will be given as a wide by the umpire. Well, having it to reload it, Ota. Once again pushed on the offside, straight to the fielder. Well, the fielding standards in the Japan's Women's Premier League have been pretty high. In the very first tournament as well, we saw some good piece of fielding, and well, usually you see a few mistakes here and there, but we haven't seen any as of yet. And well, we hope that the standard of the fielding remains high, so that it's not easy for the batters to just cream around with those runs. This time played on the leg side, straight to the fielder once again. So a couple of dots to finish it off for Ota. At the end of the second, it's 12 without a wicket. Right, then we continue on this third. The wicketkeeper is going to be up at the stumps itself. So it's a change in the bowling. It's Kato who is continuing in this third over. Ayaka Kato Strafford. Another all rounder. Right arm medium pace. She is just a 16-year-old yet. Very new to this game, but already has set herself high in the standard of the game that it is requiring. Already one of the most exciting all round prospects in Japanese cricket. She can influence with both bat and ball, and this time a big appeal, and it's been given. And there it is. She's taken the big wicket of the captain. It is Catherine and Pryor. And that's the first wicket of this Japan's Women's Premier League 2026. and it's gone in the favor of the Ayaka Kato Stafford. Beautifully bowled right in front, and the finger, well, the slow finger went up, and the Titans lose their first. It's 13 for 1. Well. In comes Divya GK. She brings a wealth of experience to the Titans lineup. A former Singapore captain and a genuine all rounder. She can influence the game with both bat and ball as well. Well, she is a crucial player for the Titans. With nearly 800 international T20 runs and a top score of 77 not out, Divya has the experience to build an innings under pressure. And that is what they are under already, as Kato is bowling superbly well at the moment. Ayaka Kato Stafford, well, they need to build a partnership here. After losing an early wicket, once again flighted up by Kato, but this is really good bowling and just what they needed. Did Mamushi. Well, once again pushed back at the bowler. So that is now the end of the third. Excellent over by Kato. Just the one run and the early breakthrough. At the end of the third, it's 13 for 1. Well, another change in the bowling. It's going to be Fujikawa to continue as Simon Lawrence sweeps that one. The South African wicketkeeper batter. Well, another player who is extremely young. She's just 18 yet, and she has played for the South Africa women under 19 and the South Africa women emerging sides. Well, she also represents the Titans women in South Africa, and she is out here to represent them in Japan as well in this JWPL. This time played slightly uppish and well played really well through the leg side and takes another single to bring Divya back on strike. Well, Kyo Fujikawa is also another pretty young player, just 23-year-old. Made her Japan woman debut against South Korea in 2019. Right arm off spinner who provides control through the middle overs. But she is up here just in the fourth over and she's doing a very nice little job at the moment. Conceded just the 2 runs so far. She's someone who produced an impressive spell of 2 wickets for 7 runs in 4 overs against Mongolia women in the 2024 East Asia Cup. We have such young players out there and so much of talent out there here in the JWPL. But the standards of the Japanese game have kept on increasing, and especially with sides like Titans coming in from South Africa, in association, of course, with the Japan Cricket Association, has helped them to bring more and more foreign players. And once you start to play with them, you can also definitely upgrade the game, the level in the country. That one was meanwhile a wide delivery, so has to reload that one, Fujikawa. And that should be a dot delivery to close it out. So just the 4 runs of that over. At the end of the fourth, the Titans are now 17 for 1. We continue now in this fifth. Once again, flighted up by Kato, who is continuing out here. Kato Stafford, who got the opening breakthrough, the big wicket of Catherine and Pryor. She has sent the captain back as the 16-year-old. Well, just the 11 more deliveries left now inside this power play as Lawrence punches that one through the offside, and that's found the gap, and that's run away to the fence. And what a good shot that is! A nice little back foot punch to get her first boundary as the wicket keeper. Brilliant piece of batting this. And well, that is what you like to see. Trying to make the most of the power play. The batters. This time it's been swept away and once again beats the infield. And that's back to back boundaries for Simeone Lawrence. That's excellent batting by the South African. Once again offered a lot of flight and she waited for it. She didn't quite rush onto that shot. And that's excellent placement once again. This time charging down the wicket and once again in the gap. That's 3 consecutive boundaries. This is brilliant by Lawrence. Well, she is someone who is very attacking inside the power play. Well, she has started off slowly here and now she is getting runs for fun. Especially up against someone like Kato, who bowled that first over, gave away just the 1 run and took the wicket, and now conceding a plenty of runs. But she's raced on to 19 now, Lawrence. Once again, cut away, but straight to the fielder on that occasion. So one more delivery left now in this fifth. 3 fours coming off it. This time short and just over the fielder. And that will find the fence as well. That's the fourth boundary of this over. 16 runs coming off it. Well, 17 came of the first four, but 16 have come of this fifth over. And that is now the end of the fifth over with the score at 33 for 1. And just the kind of the over that has now got the Titans going. It's 33 for 1 after 5. Right in the last over of the power play, as Usha Pereira is being given the ball. And once again behind square and given as a wide by the umpire. Well, the Indian all-rounder is out here now in this JWPL, bowling her first delivery, conceding three wides straight away. This time pushed on the offside. Well, Usha Pereira brings domestic Indian cricket experience to the Mamushi lineup. She has represented Rajasthan women in the Indian domestic cricket and has experience in both longer format and T20 competitions. But she is a very useful option for the captain Erika Oda. Usha Pereira can chip in with important overs and give Mamushi extra flexibility in their bowling plans. As she is the fifth bowling option used out here, and now she has got three consecutive dots. Once again, nicely bowled, keeping it away from the arc of the batter. And Divya GK, well, she's got just the one run so far of nine deliveries. How good is this? How good is this? That's five consecutive dots now for Pereira. And just the one more delivery left inside this power play. Well, Lawrence is screaming out for a strike at the non-striker's end because this is last over of the power play and she wants to make the most of it. Well, once again connected but straight to the fielder. So that's six consecutive dot deliveries for Usha Pereira after those three wides, just the three of it. And at the end of the power play now it's 36 for 1 for the Titans. Right, then we are outside the power play and McDonald is back into the attack. Natsume Wada McDonald. As the Japanese concede the single of the very first delivery. And Lawrence has brought Divya back on strike, who is on one run of 11 deliveries. And that's a wayward delivery. Well, even the wicketkeeper couldn't quite get across, and it's gone towards the fielder at third man region. Would you believe it? Well, thankfully for her, it didn't quite go away to the boundary. Well, she is having a smile on her face, but she will have to rectify that very soon. Can't afford to give away too many extra runs, especially with someone like Divya who was on strike on one of 11 deliveries. You would want her to stay on strike and want to apply some pressure. Nonetheless, Simeone Lawrence is back on strike and she tries to hit that one hard, plays it towards the fielder at long on for a single. Well, she is a technically gifted batter, isn't she? Is Simeone Lawrence. And what an asset to have in your side. Well, the sun was out completely earlier on, and now it is starting to get a bit cloudy. This time a wide down the leg side. And once again, there is fielding protection out there. So a couple of more runs extra added to the total. McDonald just not quite able to keep it in a radar at the moment. The pacer. And that will be another wide delivery. This time outside the off stump. This time swept away. And once again another single taken. So happy to rotate the strike at the moment. Well, Lawrence recently scored a brilliant 50 of 33 balls against India at that Under 19 World Cup. So she is someone who likes to play with a healthy strike rate. Meanwhile, it seems like they took a couple of runs on that one. Well, now she pushes it on the offside, once again straight to the fielder by the Singaporean. Right then, last delivery of the seventh. Quite a few wides, and once again that could have been one, but Divya GK decides to play at it, and they come back for the second once again. So an expensive over in the end, even after not conceding a boundary at the end of the seventh. The Titans are 48 for 1. Right then, Nusha Paredia will continue, and Lawrence has launched onto it. Well, not quite carrying to the fielder at long on. Well, luckily for her, she didn't quite time it that well enough. Just short of the fielder there at long on, and that could have been her wicket there. Well, this time behind square, nicely cut away. And once again, they should come back for the second. Well, that will bring up the 50 now for the Titans. 51 for 1 after 7.2. Divya GK is on strike now. She's got a few doubles now and once again played on the offside. Won't quite find the fence. And another double taken. So 5 runs off the over so far. Well, Usha Paredia, the Indian, she bowled a superb first over. Well, she gave away 3 wides of her very first delivery and then she had 6 dot deliveries. And now this time she is giving away some runs. Once again, just pushed on the offside. And this was a chance of a run out. Well, putting a dive in, but Usha Paredia, well, not quite able to collect it. That was a close call, and they have taken a quick single, bringing Simon Lawrence back on strike. And this time, flighted delivery. It's gone high up in the air. Chance, chance, chance. Taken. What a good catch. Brilliantly taken. And they have got the big wicket of Simeon Lawrence, who was looking in extremely good nick out there. And well, Usha Pereira has got the breakthrough, and the Titans have lost their second here. Well, not enough timing behind it. It went straight up in the air, and an easy take in the end for the fielder who was inside the circle and mid off. And they are now 54 for 2, the Titans. Right then, in comes the left handed Ahilya Chandel, the all rounder, the Japanese, the 23-year-old Japanese. Well, nonetheless, that is now the end of the eighth with the score at 54 for 2 for the Titans. And the Mamushi, well, they have got both the openers now back in the pavilion. As we see another change in the bowling for the team Mamushi. Right then, we continue now in this ninth over and starting off with a wide delivery. Once again, nicely bowled, and it's been cut away towards the offside region, towards the backward point region. And once again, pushed on the offside. Well, Roshni Seth is the bowler now, the Singaporean, as now she is up against the new batter, Ahilia Chandel. Well, will be interesting to see how does she approach this. A couple of wickets down, but they have a decent total on the board at the moment. Well, Roshni Seth is someone who has about 20 international wickets and has the ability to break the partnerships when her captain needs a wicket. Meanwhile, she's bowling really well. Is the Singaporean. Well, Ahilia Chindel is off the mark and gives the strike back to the former Singapore captain, Divya GK. Charging down the wicket, and it's gone towards the fielder at mid-off. And now one more delivery left in this ninth over. Well, once again, she will come around the wicket now to the left-handed Ahilia Chindel. Well, Roshni Seth is someone who has an international hat trick. And there are not many players in this tournament who can say that they've taken a hat trick in international cricket. But she can. That's another dot. 5 runs coming off it at the end of the ninth. It's 59 for 2. Well, Fujikawa is back into the attack. And a chance of a run out. Disastrous. Where was Divya GK heading? Well, there was never a run there. It went straight to the fielder. And once again, excellent piece of wicket keeping. And the third one gone for the Titans. Well, that's an unforced error. Playing that one straight to the fielder. And straight away, just wanting to touch and go. Well, Ahilia Chundar also did come halfway through and she felt that there was a run there and she was sent back at the wrong moment. And the Titans, well, they have lost the third. It's 58 for 3 now after 9.1. Right then, in comes Saika Sumi, coming in here at number 5 with her side all of a sudden in a spot of bother. After that run out, especially as Ayumi Fujikawa, she came in to break the partnership and get another breakthrough. Well, she hasn't taken it, but it has come in terms of a run out. Sumi just sweeps that one away straight to the fielder. Saika Sumi, another exciting Japanese talent in the Titans lineup, a versatile cricketer. She provides balance to the side by giving the captain flexibility with both bat and ball, meanwhile, yet to get to the mark here. Well, this is an important phase for Saika Sumi and the Titans. She has the opportunity to build a partnership here and help the Titans establish a strong platform. Well, this time, a full toss by Fujikawa. And now Saika Sumi will be off the mark, getting herself underway. Well, players like Saika Sumi are vital in T20 cricket, capable of contributing in multiple roles and adapting to whatever the team requires on the day. Zahilia Chindel pushes that one on the offside. Right then, an excellent over this by Ayumi Fujikawa. Just the one run off it so far, and it will stay at one. That's an excellent over and successful once again for Mamushi. At the end of the 10th, the Titans are now 59 for 3. Well, we continue now in this 11th over, and 59 for 3 the Titans. And Mamushi have pulled things back quite a bit. Well, that's a slower one. The leg spinner. And Saikasumi, well, she was caught up in two minds in the end, ended up defending it. She's taking her time there to face the next delivery up against the leg spinner. This time cut away, and they get across for a single, a quick one. Well, we are in the middle over phase and not far away from the launch either. And they will have to think about that. They will have to calculate the number of deliveries left and how many of those have to be dispatched to the fence. Rahil Chindel has played that one on the offside, and once again, a bit of a hesitation that in the batters between the two. Well, almost a run out at the non-striker's end. A direct hit was required, didn't quite work out for Mamushi on that occasion. Once again, flighted up and played by Ahilya Chundal, and it's in the gap. So that will be a first boundary. Well, not the best of the deliveries you would feel by Kato. Well, Kato was bowling those on pace deliveries early on. Now she is bowling those leg spinners. She has done a decent job so far in this over, but now that boundary once again just spoils the over for her. Beautifully placed by the talented Chandel. This time pushed on the offside. Right then, one more delivery left now in this 11th over. It's been a decent one by Kato. And that one, well, that's superb piece of fielding. That's absolutely superb by Kato. Saving a certain single there. And Saika Sumi, well, she was running for the hills as well. And thankfully, it was a bit away from the stumps, otherwise, that could have been trouble for her. Nonetheless, that is the end of the 11th. It's 64 for 3 for the Titans. Right then, Ayumi Fujikawa is continuing now in this 12th over. Once again, swept away, but straight to the fielder. And this time they take that quick single. Well, the last thing that you need is runouts in any kind of a situation. And that is what happened in the 10th over. Although these two are building a partnership here, trying to build a foundation, but they need to up the ante a bit too. They've got that one boundary in this partnership, which has come off the bat of Chandel as she charges down the wicket and she beats the fielder at mid-off, and that's gone away to the fence as well. That's another boundary for Ahilya Chandel, and that's excellent placement too. Mid-off was inside the circle, so taking full advantage of it, all she had to do was just beat her, and she has beaten her for some power. Well, remember, in women's cricket, only four fielders are allowed outside the inner ring instead of the traditional five that we have in men's cricket. And henceforth, you usually see at least one of the mid off or mid on inside the circle. And, well, was that a chance? Well, I think she got a hand to it, but that was an extremely difficult chance, too. Nonetheless, Chindel survives and brings Sumi Saika back on strike. The last ball of this 12th. And once again, it's been swept away. Out there towards the fielder, a deep square leg. So a single to close it out at the end of the 12th. It's 71 for 3 for the Titans. Right then, Kurumi Ota is back into the attack. And it's a wide down the leg side to start off. Well, they are going at 6 and over the Titans, the projected total of 120, and you would feel that 120 is a good total out here at the Sano International Cricket Ground. Well, once again, meanwhile, was that a chance? Being cut away by Saika Sumi, and she takes the single and brings Ahilya Chandel back on strike. Well, now Otta will come around the wicket, and that's another wide down the leg side. So the left hand right hand combination, well, it's playing with the minds of the bowlers, just not quite able to get their radar right. And three more runs to the total, three bonus runs. Well, Otta just misses a run up, has to reload it once again. And once again picked up on the leg side. Well, there's no one out there. The fielder was inside the circle, and she's got another boundary. Has Ahilya Chindel. Well, she's dealing in fours at the moment. That's the third boundary, would you believe it? 12 of those runs out of the 14 have come in fours. Three of them now, and she is starting to look in very good nick out here. She is getting more of the middle of the bat, and she seems to be set now. This time cut away on the offside. And well, decided against a single. Good choice in the end. Well, once again, uppish, but it is going to be safe and it will be a single. Well, we have seen quite a few extras in this inning so far, and that is the part of the game that Mamushi would be wanting to rectify. Meanwhile, this partnership is a very good one. It's worth 23 at the moment. Nicely played by Saika Sumi, who is struggling a bit, you would feel, but she's supporting Ahilya Chundal really well. Ahilya, who is getting boundaries on regular intervals. Well, that is now the end of that is now the last delivery of the 13th coming up. And once again played straight to the fielder, and they take a quick single thanks to a slight misread. So that is now the end of the 13th with the score at 82 for 3 for the Titans. Well, as you can see, the fifth over being the biggest, 16 game of it, 4 fours. were hit by Simeon Lawrence. Other than that, they have had some good overs, but some of those very tight as well, as Usha Pereira is back into the attack. 2 overs, 1 for 9. Pushed on the offside for a single once again. Right then, another 41 deliveries left in the innings from here on. And Ahilia Chundel is back on strike. She will now be facing the right arm off spinner, who will try to play with the angle up against the left-handed batter. A game of angles, and we will wait and see how does she approach. Well, she's given away a flighted delivery and she's charged down the wicket, and it's gone towards the fielder out there in the deep. Well, she's looking in really good nick out there. Ahilia Chundel, a very talented batter, moves on to 16 of 16 deliveries. But now she needs maybe even Saika Sumi to try and up the ante a little. 7 of 12 for her. Once again, a good sound of the bat, but straight to the fielder on the offside. Well, she's been very economical today, Usha Pereira, as of yet. Once again, hit hard, but straight to the fielder on the offside. Well, this time I struck the pad, big appeal. And the umpire says no. Well, the impact being maybe outside the off stump, that is what the umpire indicates. Because she shuffled across as well a bit. And that's now 3 consecutive dots, and Saika Sumi is feeling the pressure. Well, something has to give in on the next delivery. 3 dot deliveries. And there it is. There is the wicket. Well, something had to give in. She was trying to push for a quick single. She missed it completely, and she was on her way to take that single immediately. And she's been stranded outside her crease. And it's a stumping. Excellent glove work once again. And Usha Pereira, well, she gets a second of this morning. And the Titans are now 84 for 4, and this partnership worth 26 has come to an end. Right then, in comes the 24-year-old Aruna Iwasaki for the Titans. She is with the non-strikers in though, as Ahilia Chandel charges down the wicket. And Roshni Seth is continuing now, coming around the wicket to the left-handed Ahilia Chandel. Well, this time shot in the air, chance and taken. That's an excellent catch. And another wicket. This time is for Roshni Seth, and that's the big wicket of the well set Ahilia Chandel. And all of a sudden, the Titans are just losing their way out here. Well, wanting to play that one over the infield, it was a full toss, and that's a superb take. Never easy running backwards, and she's made that one look so easy. It's 84 for 5 for the Titans now. Well, the new batter in is Luyanda Enzusa. She's come in here at number 7. Well, she's come after Iwasaki, and still she's facing her first delivery first up. And, well, she's faced it in a wide delivery where they get across. So a couple of runs added to the total. And now Iwasaki is on strike. Well, Nzuza, another South African cricketer, the 20-year-old, born in Durban, South Africa. And she has a pretty good record as well in the List A cricket. Average is about 21 roughly. That one should be another wide up against Haruna Iwasaki, and once again they get across as well. So some bonus runs out here for the Titans, and they will take those, especially after losing those couple of wickets. And bringing in Zuza back on strike, who represented South Africa Women Under 19 at the 2025 ICC Under 19 Women's T20 World Cup in Malaysia. She is one of those exciting young prospects, and that's exactly why. That's an excellent shot through the offside. And she gets a boundary to get her underway. Well, she is more than capable with the long handle, and she has started off perfectly. A bit of width offered, and it's been smoked through the offside. Well, she likes to play positively and can be a valuable contributor in the middle order. But she's still very early in her career and has already a lot of experience as well still in the South Africa's domestic system and age group international cricket. Well, once again, some wides given. In fact, signal is a leg by the umpire, and Iwasaki is back on strike. And Iwasaki plays that one on the leg side, but once again protection out there. So that is now the end of the 15th. A successful over for Roshni Seth. It's 93 for 5. Right then, we are into the slog overs now. And that's another wide delivery. Well, quite a few have been given away here by Mamushi. And if you take out those extra runs, the Titans have been struggling, if you see. They have been aided here though. Well, this time she's connected that Iwasaki, but once again, not quite in the gap. Well, wanting to come back for the second in Zuza, but Iwasaki said no. Well, she was pretty keen there in Zuza to take the second. Well, once again, nicely bowled there by Ayane Sakuraba, bowling her very first over in the 16th. Well, how often do we see this, especially in women's cricket, that the over number one of a bowler is being given after the 15th over? Well, she is a disciplined young bowler who focuses on accuracy. Meanwhile, not quite accurate enough at the moment. Another wide delivery given away. Right then, once again, cut away by Luyanda Nzuza, and that single will bring up the 100 for the Titans. It's 100 for 5 now, after 15.4, still another 26 deliveries left, and they would be trying to search for at least 35 more from here on. 135 maybe is what they will be targeting from here on, the Titans, and that will be more than a competitive total, you would feel. Well, Mamushi, though, do have a very good batting lineup, and that's another wide by Sakuraba. Once again, hit hard through the leg side, but straight to the fielder. Right then, last delivery of the 16th coming up. Once again, push straight at the fielder, and a bit of a hesitation. In the end, they do take that single. So that is now the end of the 16th with the score at 102 for 5. Right then, now we continue in the 17th, and Iwasaki has crunched that one through the leg side. And finally, a boundary, a much needed one. It's been a while, and that should get them going from here on. Excellent shot through the leg side, and showing a lot of power out there, Iwasaki. Well, Kato is into her final over. She's once again continuing with spin, this time straight to the fielder. Once again swept, and this time out there towards the fielder in the deep. Only a single. This is the match number 1 of the Japan Women's Premier League T20 2026. And so far, it's been an exciting contest. Once again, cut away. This time it was Enzuza. Luyanda Enzuza. She is someone who, if she plays out till the end of the innings, they can post maybe even 140, 145, or even 150 because of shots like those. Once again in the gap, but not quite able to find the fence. So now one more delivery left in this Kato spell. 3.5 overs, 1 for 28. She's been alright today. And once again swept by Iwasaki. And they should come back for the second. And they will. So that is now the end of the 17th. It's 110 for 5. Well, the score is now a Nelson cutaway. And once again, the fielder gets across. They take another quick single. Well, they need some boundaries now. Do the Titans. Although you would feel that it's a decent total out here already. Still another 16 deliveries left. Can they push to 140? They will need 28 more for that. Well, a reverse sweep attempted. She's connected it really well, but once again straight to the fielder. Another quick single taken. So just the three singles of this Ayumi Fujikawa over. Her last one. 3.3 overs, none for 15. Very economical. And now a full toss played on the leg side. Swept away once again. And now charging down the wicket. Luyanda Nzuza. But once again, not quite able to find the boundary, and this time they come back for the second. So some intent shown once again by Nzuza, trying to be innovative, trying to search for that boundary, which hasn't quite come. Right, the last delivery for Fujikawa, Ayumi Fujikawa, 3.5 overs, none for 18, outstanding spell. Apart from the wicket, and in the air, and just over the fielder. And they take another single, so 7 runs come off the 18th. It's 117 for 5 now after 18 overs for the Titans. Well, Otta is out here to bowl the penultimate over of the innings, and it's an excellent shot by Nzuza. She gets her second boundary and starts off this 19th with a 4. Well, once again bringing that 140 back on the cards. That previous over was a tight one. Well, now trying to improvise, trying to scoop it over the wicket keeper, but Otta just too smart, showing her experience as well. And once again in the air, and has she taken it? Yes, she has. That's an excellent catch. And they have got the wicket of Nzuza, the dangerous Nzuza. And Otta gets her first, and the sixth one gone for the Titans. 121 for 6 now after 18 and a half overs. Just 9 more deliveries, and what a good catch that is. Superbly taken. Right then, a dot ball to start off up against the new batter. This is brilliant by Otta. She conceded a boundary of the very first delivery, and have a look at that after that. Dot, wicket, dot. And she will be extremely ecstatic with the 2 more deliveries coming up. High on confidence, the bowler. Well, once again through the offside, it's gone right through the gap. It's Nguenya who gets that boundary. Well, 4 crucial runs for a side. It was slightly short, and she's placed that one to perfection through the offside, past the fielder at mid-off and past the cover fielder as well. So all of a sudden, that over which was turning out to be an extremely good one has once again become 8. And this time a thick inside edge. Very lucky on that occasion, Otta. Didn't quite middle it. That is now the end of the 18th. It's 125 for 6. I beg your pardon, the end of the 19th, 125 for 6 now. Right then, the last over of the innings, and it's Usha Pereira who has been given the ball. 3 overs, 2 for 11. Meanwhile, a couple of runs taken off the very first delivery by Iwasaki. Well, how many more can they get? Five more deliveries. Once again pushed on the offside, and they get across for a quick single. Well, putting a dive in Iwasaki and brings Ingwenya back on strike. Well, the next four deliveries are very crucial out here. If they manage to get another 10 runs, it will be a big total. But if Pereira can keep it tight, it will be very difficult for them. Well, is that a chance dropped? A couple of runs taken there, and they're into the 130s. And once again, pushed through the offside. Chance of a run out, is it? And the umpire says no, she's made it on time. So now just two more deliveries left. Offering a lot of flight, and she's beaten. That's absolutely superb bowling once again by Usha Pereira. Right then, last ball of the innings. The Titans 131 for 6. It's bowled on to the pads. That's an excellent delivery once again. A couple of dots to close it out. And the Titans, well, they finished their innings here at 131 for 6. And what an outstanding spell it has been by Usha Pereira. 4 overs, 2 for 17. Well, 131 is a pretty much par total out here at the Sano International Cricket Ground number 1. And well, we are in here for a cracking contest, you would feel, in this match number 1 of the Japan Women's Premier League. As we see the Titans finish their innings here. Right then, here is the batting card. Well, Katie Pryor, it wasn't her morning, and Simone Lawrence, she was looking very good, Nick, out there, 27 of 21, the best batter out there for them. Well, Ahilia Chandel also showed some promise, but couldn't quite get going. And in the end, Haruna Iwasaki, the player to get those 17 runs, and Lianda Nzuza also 16. Well, 24 extras have been given away by Mamushi, and that's the second highest for the Titans, would you believe it? Well, if you take out those 24 extras, only 107 scored by the Titans. Well, here is the bowling card for Mamushi. A couple of wickets for Usha Pereira, who kept things tight. Also took wickets, 2 for 17 and a 4, and a wicket each for Roshni Seth, Ayaka Kato, and Kurumi Ota in the end as well. Well, quite a few bowlers used, 7 of those to be precise, and 5 of those were used inside the power play itself. So goes to show how much the captain Erika Oda is happy with the side, as we can see. As we can see that over number 5th was the biggest one. 16 runs came of it. 4 fours were hit by Lawrence. But other than that, no real big overs. The 7th one, well, they got 12. And also the 13th one, where they got 11. Other than that, none of those, even in double digits, as you can see. And well, but still they have posted a decent total. You would feel the Titans 131, and it is maybe a pretty decent total for the bowlers. It is more than something to bowl at for them. Although Mamushi would be fancying themselves. Alright, the target then for Mamushi in their 20 overs is 132, and we will be back for the chase in a short while from now. And well, it is an early breakthrough. Just what the Titans needed. 2 for 1. And the captain, Oda, is stranded with non strikers. And William Guenia scored some crucial runs at the back end of the innings, has now taken the wicket. And in comes the big name, the biggest name of all in this Japan's Women's Premier League, Mignon Dupree, coming in here at number 3. And she has played that one ever so well, showing class in the defense as well. Well, former South African international cricketer. Well, she is 37 now, but with the way she plays, you would feel that she is still only turning 27. And what a good shot! And that's exactly what I was talking about. That's an excellent cut shot for a boundary to get off the mark. And the class is oozing out there now, the Sano International Cricket Ground, ever since she has arrived at the pitch. Beautiful bit of batting. Offered some width and it's been cut away ever so well. Well, Mignon Dupree made her South Africa debut when she was 17 in 2007. That was 19 years back. And now she plays it on the leg side. That's back to back boundaries. Beautiful piece of batting this. And if she is going to bat out for at least 7 to 8 overs, she will be just running away with this game. A couple of boundaries to close out the first, and Mignon Dupree has hit out here at the Sano International Cricket Ground. It's 10 for 1 after the first. Well, she has had such a decorated career, hasn't she? Mignon Dupree. She also captained South Africa to the first Women's T20 World Cup semi-final appearance in 2014, became the first South African woman to score 1000 T20 international runs in 2016. Well, she played her only test match against India in 2014 too and scored a century in that as well. Well, she has retired from the international scene back in 2022 from ODI and Test cricket. And now she is only available for the franchise T20 leagues. And well, she is out here to showcase some skills. Meanwhile, Ahilya Chandel is continuing, who batted really well for 16 runs. And now she is up against Oda, the captain of the team Mamushi. Well, this is a crucial partnership for Mamushi. Well, this time I struck the bat. Big appeal, and given. Big wicket. It's the captain out for a golden duck. And Ahilya Chandel first with the bat and now with the ball. Well, the experienced campaigner Erika Oda will have to depart here. A big wicket and a couple of early breakthroughs. It's 11 for 2 for Mamushi after 1.1. Right then, in comes the Australian. Mikaela Wrigley at number 4. And straight away played nicely towards the leg side. Well, she's finding a lot of swing out there. Chandel, the left arm pacer. She's bowling superbly so far. Once again, that in swinger, and this time it's been tucked away, played with soft hands, and gets off the mark. Does Mikaela Wrigley, the 22-year-old. Well, Mikaela Wrigley has also played in the Women's Big Bash League, and she averages 20 in that. Aggressive wicket-keeper batter who likes to keep the scoreboard moving. Meanwhile, Mignon Dupree back on strike. Tucks that one away on the leg side. Well, she holds the key, of course, in this chase. Well, Mamushi will feel comfortable till the time she is out there at the crease. But if they get the wicket early, the Titans off Mignon Dupree, then things will be very difficult for Mamushi. Well, this time driven and straight to the fielder on the offside. Well, she plays it in the V, doesn't she? Mid off, mid on. You would hardly see her play any unorthodox shot. Plays it with a straight bat, and it's just class oozing throughout here. This time, a fuller length delivery outside the off stump, and wanting to drive onto that one. Not quite able to get the middle of the bat. So that's a couple of dots to close out the second. It is 14 for 2 for Mamushi. Right then, Ingwenya continuing, and Wrigley plays that one nicely through the offside for a single. And does the smart thing of bringing Dupree back on strike. Well, getting the early breakthrough, Ingwenya in the very first over. Well, they have got a couple of early wickets. This time pushed on the offside, straight to the fielder at mid-off. Once again, running in Ingwenya. And once again, a fuller length, just tucked away on the leg side. It's beaten the fielder inside the circle. And they should be able to make it back for the second comfortably, and they do so. Well, this is really good by the 39-year-old. Still pretty young. But those couple of boundaries in the very first over were absolutely cracking strokes, weren't they? And now slightly short in the air. And well, it's fallen short of the fielder there. They've taken that single a bit risky there by Mignon Dupree, playing that one uppishly. And another single taken. This time it's driven on the offside by Wrigley. Takes another single, and now one more delivery left in this third over. Well, what can she provide here, Engwenya? Back up against Mignon Dupree. Well, at a very young age, she must be looking forward to those senior players of the South African cricket team. And Engwenya, well, she has definitely looked after Mignon Dupree, and now she has the opportunity to bowl up against her. That's an excellent delivery to close it out. At the end of the third, it's 19 for 2. Well, Ahilia Chandel continuing, and once again pushed on the offside by Wrigley. Well, this is a very key partnership. The Australian and the South African combining here for Mamushi. A couple of runs taken by Wrigley to start off this fourth over. Well, since the start of the innings, they had to go at 6.6 and over, and they're doing that at the moment. Meanwhile, it stayed low and it's gone. Wrigley will have to depart. The ball just skidding through the surface. And the second wicket for the left arm pacer, Ahilia Chandel. My word, what a big wicket that is. It's the wicket of the Australian. And Mamushi are now 21 for 3. And they are in big trouble here in this chase. But then the new player in is Filsell, and it's 2 and 2 for Ahilia Chindel. Another golden duck in this innings. 4 gone for Mamushi. How good is this by the left arm pacer? And now she finds herself on a hat trick. Beaten for pace. Just not quite set there, Philsell. And it's 21 for 4 now. Well, two Australians came in and both of them depart off the bowling of Ahilya Chandel. Well, in comes Mia Seth now at number 6. And an opportunity for Ahilya Chandel to get a hat trick. Ahilya Chandel stands up at the top of her mark. History beckoning once again. 2 wickets in 2 balls. The field closes in. Every eye fixed on the batter. Can Chandel produce another magical moment? Here we go. Hat trick ball. And almost underneath the bat once again. Just driven by Seth. And that's a dot delivery. Very unfortunate to not get the hat trick. Well, a big smile on her face. She's enjoying herself out there. 3 for 6 in 1.4 overs. Well, she is one of the leading wicket takers for Japan once again in the air and won't quite carry out there at mid off. Well, living dangerously at the moment. 4 gone for Mamushi, would you believe it? And Mignon Dupree completely unimpressed at the non striker's end. Once again attacking the stumps. Nicely bowled. And it's been pushed on the leg side. So that is now the end of the fourth over. Brilliant, brilliant over by Ahilya Chandel. That is the end of the fourth. It's 21 for 4 now. Right then, it's going to be Mahesh to continue. And Mignon Dupree at the moment needs some support out there. 21 for 4, would you believe it? Well, the ball is all of a sudden staying low as the Singaporean has come into bowl now. Roshni Mahesh. Once again, just pushed on the offside by Mia Sate. Well, once again, nicely bowled by Shafina Mahesh, but that's an excellent shot, equally good shot by Roshni Seth, and she gets off the mark. Well, she is mainly a bowling all-rounder, Roshni Seth, but she has a job to do with the bat here, and she gets a boundary inside this power play for Mamushi, and she needs to support Mignon Dupree at the moment, who will be trying to take the game deep. And once again, played on the leg side, and once again, it's in the gap. The chase is on. This time it won't quite find the fence. Ahilya Chandel is after it, and she does really well, and they come back for the third. So once again, some runs on offer, and they take some. As the Singaporean gets across for three, moves on to seven, and brings the veteran Mignon Dupree back on strike. Last ball of this fifth, just pushed on the offside by Mignon Dupree. That is the end of the fifth now. It's 29 for 4 for Mamushi. Right then, without any surprise, Ahilya Chandel will continue. She's into her third, 2 overs, 3 for 6. Outstanding piece of bowling so far. A dot to start off this sixth over. And Roshni Seth, she's played that one in the air. And has that gone all the way? Yes, it has. It's the first six of the Japan Women's Premier League 2026. And it's come off the bat of Roshni Seth. Well, how do you explain that? Someone who has been bowling superbly well, when you try to survive that bowler, but instead, Roshni Seth has broken the shackles up against her, and she's being attacking, and she has got a plenty of it on that one. A beautiful hit for a maximum, and it's the first of many you would hope in this JWPL. Well, we did not see a single six in the previous innings. We have seen one finally. And well, that will not only give confidence to Roshni Seth but also to Mignon Dupree, who needs someone to support her out there. And if Roshni Seth can keep on playing in this fashion, she will be more than confident, and it will also ease some things off her. This time tucked away on the leg side for a single. Well, this is good by Roshni Seth. She's moved on to 14 of 9. And Ahilya Chundel. But can she get the big wicket? The big wicket of Mignon Dupree. Once again, just tucked away on the leg side. Quick single taken. Well, this is turning out to be a very good contest between bat and ball. Well, they need less than 100 now. 96 more required from the remaining 87 deliveries. 95 now from 86. after that single. And there it is, another one for Ahilia Chundal. That's a wicket number 4. Well, how unfortunate is that for Roshni Seth? It's a thick inside edge onto the pad, and off the pad it goes off to hit the off stump. And Mamushi, they have lost half their side now in this match number 1 of the JWPL 2026. And it's a fofa for the left arm pacer, the wicket taking machine of Japan. It's 37 for 5. Right then, the new batter in is Usha Pereira, who bowls superbly well. 2 for 17 in a 4 overs. And now, well, she definitely has a job to do with the bat. But she needs to provide some support for Mignon Dupree. At the moment, she is just having a look at the striker's end, and another wicket just keeps on falling before any kind of runs being scored. Right then, the last ball of this power play, and Ahilia Chundel just a wicket away from a 5 wicket haul. It struck the pad, but that one has pitched outside the leg stump. Even they knew it. A half-hearted appeal. Another dot, another successful over for Ahilia Chundel at the end of the 6th. It is 37 for 5 for Mamushi. Alright, then a change in the bowling. It's going to be Kusuda to continue. Japanese international. Elena Kusuda Narin, right arm medium pacer. Starting off by giving away a single to Mignon Dupree and brings Usha Pereira on strike once again. Right then, still another 94 away from this target, and they are 5 down. Our Mamushi feeling the scoreboard pressure. That one will be a wide by Kusuda. Well, they need some Mignon Dupree magic. Do the Mamushis. And she is more than capable with her experience, with her vast experience. She is someone who can really get her side home even from this kind of situation. But it is going to be difficult. She needs some support. At the moment, Pereira facing a couple of dots. Well, the important thing is also to keep on rotating the strike. Can't afford too many dot deliveries. Well, had she left that one, it could have been a wide, but straight to the fielder. Once again, she drives, and once again, straight to the fielder. Three consecutive dots now for Kusuda. Well, the weather is really good out here today. 24 degrees at the moment. Nice and sunny. Well, did that find the outside edge? There was some sound there. Maybe it was off the bat hitting the ground. Once again, superbly bowled by Kusuda. That's four consecutive dots now. Once again, played on the leg side. It's gone straight to the field. A chance of a run out. And she has put in a dive there in the end, Usha Pareria. Well, it was needed because had that been a direct hit, it would have been very close. But she has taken the single and kept the strike for herself. Well, nonetheless, that's the end of the seventh. It's 40 for 5 for Mamushi. Right then, Divya GK will continue now with the ball. The ex Singapore captain. Another very experienced cricketer. She is now up against Usha Paredia. Right then, some off spin. Pushed on the offside for a quick single to get Mignon Dupree back on strike, who was stranded at the non-strikers end for quite a while now. Right then, 91 needed from 77 deliveries. Well, the asking rate should not be an issue, especially if Mignon Dupree is out there at the crease, but the issue is the number of wickets. Five down, just five more left. Charging down the wicket, goes for the big shot. Will she find the boundary? Yes, she does. It's gone right through. Engvenia not quite able to stop it. And that's four more runs. Another boundary for the classy Mignon Dupree. Well, this time charging down the wicket. Made that one a fuller length delivery. And a couple of bounces and the fielder beaten. Now just pushed on the offside, straight to the fielder. Well, there is always going to be hope out there till the time Mignon Dupree is out there at the crease for Mamushi. Once again charging down the wicket, but this time deciding against it, pulling out of the shot. Good piece of bowling this by Divya GK. A good comeback after conceding that boundary. Well, Ahilya Chandel still has one more over left. She's got a four. Well, meanwhile, an excellent cut shot by Mignon Dupree, finding the gap perfectly. And once again, it finds the boundary, the second boundary of the over. And she is dealing in fours once again. That is how good she is. And if she can keep on batting in this fashion, she will make a total mockery of this chase, even after being five down. Well, that is what an experienced player of this caliber can give to your side in this JWPL. And once again, wanting to cut that one away, but this time she is beaten and has been signaled as a wide by the umpire. So that will bring up the 50 for Mamushi, 50 for 5, and one more delivery still left in the 8th over. Once again, charging down the wicket, played on the leg side, and a single taken. So now she will keep the strike after taking a single of the last ball. It is 51 for 5 after 8. Right then, Kusuda continuing. And once again, just pushed on the offside. Quick single taken. Well, in fact, they get overthrows as well. They come back for the second. That's good awareness. The wicketkeeper making a meal out of it. And they add a couple of runs to the total. Well, Mignon Dupree has got more than half the runs of what have been scored at the moment by Mamushi. 27 out of the 53. And they have lost 5 wickets, so that's pretty impressive in the context of the game. Meanwhile, once again down the ground, a good sound of the bat once again. And now played on the leg side. And another single taken by Pereira. Once again, just pushed on the offside, straight to the fielder. Right then, all fives on the board, 55 for 5 for Mamushi as they try to chase down 132. Still 77 away from this target, 77 required from 68. And the hope will always be alive as long as Mignon Dupree is out there. And another cracking shot through the offside. Well, the fielder will get across, the sweeper out there on the offside, and two more runs taken. So the last delivery of this ninth. Once again hit hard along the carpet. And it will only be a single. So she will keep the strike once again, Mignon Dupree. That is the end of the ninth. It's 58-5. Right then, another change in the bowling is going to be Luyanda Nzuza to continue in this over number 10. 74 required from the remaining 11 overs. This is where the game stands at the moment. Once again hit hard by Mignon Dupree on that leg side, but only a single. And this time much more slower. Once again cut away, but straight to the fielder. Once again just pushing it on the offside. And taking the single on that occasion, Usha Pereira. Right then, this partnership is going along really well now. And so is Mignon Dupree. Once again, just played on the leg side. Time pushes it on the offside and another quick single taken. So no boundaries in this over, but still keeping the scoreboard ticking. And now it's been played on the leg side for another single. So that is now the end of the 10th over at the halfway stage of the innings. It is 64 for 5 and 68 required of the back 10. Well, the players are taking a drink. As you can see, Kato out for 2, Erika Oda a golden duck, Emerson Filsell a golden duck, and Michaela Wrigley also just the 5 runs for her. Roshni Seth, well, she was trying to smash the ball around. She got a 4 and a 6 before departing for 14, but this partnership holds the key at the moment. And as you can see, the bowling card, well, Ahilia Chandel. No words describe her any better than a wicket machine. 4 for 14 in a 3, and she will be searching for her 5 wicket haul when she comes out to bowl her final over. Other than that, just a wicket for Engwenya, which she took in the second over of the innings of the captain Erika Oda. Well, just the 4 extras, and you would feel that this is what it could come down to at the end of the game. As you can see, the comparison, well, they are going pretty much neck and neck at the moment. Alright, then we continue now after the drinks break. 68 required of the last 10. And the woman on strike holds the key out here. Mignon Dupree, as she takes a single now to give the strike to Usha Pereira, who is supporting really well in this partnership. Well, they were 37 for 5 inside that power play, and they have added 27 more. These 228 now with that single. Once again, hit hard through the offside. Well, a confusion between the two, and in the end, that hesitation could have been very costly. And she's made it back on time though, and she survives. Well, the last thing that you need at this stage of the game is a run out. Once again, just pushed on the offside, taking the single in. Well, very close to finding the outside edge on that occasion. What a good delivery that was by Shafina Mahesh. Offering some width and asking the batter to drive at that one, trying to find the outside edge. Once again, it's been cut away, but straight towards the sweeper out there on the offside. So a brilliant over this by Shafina Mahesh so far. Just the three of it so far, and one more left. Can she close it out nicely without giving away any more boundaries? She conceded 7 in her first, in fact, 8 in her first. And once again, driven upish, but only a single. So just the four singles of that 11th over. It is 68 for 5. Right then, Luyanda Enzuza will continue now. The off spinner. Once again, just pushed on the offside, single taken. Required from 50 the balls and runs at the moment is 10. And has been in around that, and you wouldn't want that to increase. And to see the air, and well, it did not quite carry to the fielder, and they take a single once again. Well, the deeper you go, and if it keeps on staying at 10, then it might be a problem for Mamushi, but you would want that to reduce slowly. Well, at the moment, three boundaries will get it done to a run a ball, and that is what they need. Well, once again in the air, and that time through the gap for a boundary. And it's come off the bat of Usha Pereira. Well, that is the boundary that they were searching for. This time behind square on the leg side. Beautiful placement on that one. And she's growing in confidence as well. And the game is once again just favoring now Mamushi, getting in their side, in their sights. The pendulum is starting to swing now, slowly. And this time she's played a big shot. It's in the air and she's taken it. What a good catch! Brilliant! And that is a very timely wicket. Well, she got the boundary on the previous delivery. Not sure exactly why she wanted to play that big shot. Never in control. And the sixth one down for Mamushi. 74 for 6 now. And that is a big, big wicket of Usha Pereira. Alright then, the new batter in is Otta. And now she needs to provide some support to Mignon Dupree. 58 required of 49 in this match number 1. Once again, just pushed on the offside. Straight to the fielder. So that is now the end of the 12th. It's 74 for 6. Right then, 58 required of the last 8. In the air. And she's dropped that one. My word, how costly will that be? Well, Shafina Mahesh, who is continuing, and that could have been curtains. It could have been the big wicket of Mignon Dupree. My word, has she dropped the game there? Well, 57 from 47, and Otta, she needs to contribute some here. And Mignon Dupree, well, she has to take the onus on herself now. Well, she will know about the situation though. She has been in this kind of situation all throughout her career for quite a while, be it with South Africa or any franchisee cricket that she has played. And she is an ideal batter for this situation for Mamushi. Ota hits that one hard through the offside, and she gets off the mark, the left-handed batter, and brings the veteran back on strike. Minion Dupree. And once again, just nudged on the leg side, taking that single. Well, once again, we talk about the difference between the runs and the balls. It has stayed at 10. 55 required of 45, but they've lost 6 wickets now. And Minion Dupree would be thinking, how does she get that down to a runner ball? Which will make things easier for the batters coming in. So they don't have to completely rely on her, that the boundaries which have to be hit. Well, this one seems to be an absolutely cracking contest, though. This match number one of the Women's Japan Premier League. Once again, a very good sound of the bat, but this time back at the bowler. That's a dot delivery. Once again, nicely bowled. Well, trying to keep Otta on strike and trying to play out those dot deliveries. Well, once again, nicely guided, and they take the throw on. Minion Dupree takes a couple of runs on that occasion. Well, that is now the end of the 13th. It's 81 for 6. Well, Luyanda Enzuza will continue now, and she will come around the wicket to the left-handed Otta. Well, they've taken 6 wickets, have the Titans, and once again they give away overthrows. Well, they've taken 6 wickets, and Minion Dupree is the one who is unbeaten still, who came out to open the innings. Once again played towards the fielder at mid-on and almost putting Dupree in some trouble. Well, 49 from 40. The game's still very much in the balance out here. You can't pick either of two at the moment. Well, now wides, and thankfully it was too slow, so it didn't quite go far enough. A wayward delivery by Enzuza. Once again, cut away and straight to the fielder this time. Then another quick single taken. And once again behind square, another single taken by Minion Dupree. So now the last delivery coming up of this over by Enzuza. Once again, it's been a brilliant one. 5 runs of it so far. And Otta is found the outside edge there, takes another single, so that will be 6 of the over. At the end of the 14th, that's 87 for 6, 45 required now the last 6 overs. Alright, then Ingvenia will continue. 45 required of 36. And the asking rate, well, it's gone up to 7.5 and over now. It's still pretty much in control, especially with Minion Dupree out there in the middle. But it is her wicket that holds the key in this game. If she is gone, the task will become very difficult. She needs to bat through the end. Meanwhile, Ingvenia up against Otta. And starts off with the full toss. Well, the umpire just wanted to check with the leg umpire if it was above the waist height. It wasn't. So it's a dot delivery. Well, this time an appeal for a leg before wicket, but the umpire not interested once again. Given as a leg by. Well, this game is going to go right down to the wire. The match number 1 of the Women's Japan Premier League. An absolutely thrilling contest straight up. Well, what does Mignon Dupree have in store for us from here on? 44 from 34, and she has tried to have a whack at that one. Well, not quite able to get the middle of the bat, and it's a dot delivery for Engwenya. Well, that wicket of Usha Pareria has just slowed things down a bit. Once again, hit hard. Well, she wants to come back for the second. The first one, they have run very hard, but it will only be a single because gone straight to the fielder at long on. Well, Otta is on strike now. Another low full toss, pushed on the offside, and that's gone through the gap as well. That's gone away to the boundary. That's an excellent shot by Otta. Well, they were wanting to try and be aware of Minion Duprea, and they have forgotten the lesson of Otta. They haven't quite studied that, and she is the one who has got that boundary of a low full toss. Nice little punch through the offside. An excellent cover drive to bring the target down to just 39 more required from here on. 39 of 31. And Mamushi, well, they're showing why they are the defending champions. Even after 5 down, they were struggling at one stage and are now once again the favorites in front in this game, you would feel. That will be a single to close it out at the end of the 15th. That's 94 for 6, and now 38 needed of the last 5. Rather than Luyanda Nzuza is going to continue 3 overs 1 for 18 into a final one. Cut away straight to the fielder. Dot delivery to start off. Well, 38 needed from 29. Well, the very good part about this innings has been that they have not allowed the difference between the runs and the balls to really increase. And 38 of 29 is very much gettable, especially with Mignon Dupree out there in the middle. Well, Nzuza in the last second pulling out of bowling the delivery. Well, she's missed out on that occasion, Ota. Once again, cut away and in the gap as well. 3 fielders after it, but the ball is going to win the race. And Ota is showing some class out here with her bat. Well, you would expect Mignon Dupree to be the player to get these runs, but at the moment it's Otta who has raced on to 15 of just 18 deliveries and now brought the target down to just 34 required from 27. This is excellent stuff by Otta. Once again played on the leg side, this time straight to the fielder. Well, absolutely brilliant this by Kuru Miyota. And she's brought the ever lively minion Dupree back on strike. Once again, just pushed on the leg side, bringing up the 100 for Mamushi. It's 100 for 6 now. After 15.5, as we hear big cheers from the dugout of Mamushi, they need 32 more from 25 and keeping themselves very much in touch in this game. And that's a swing and a miss, and given as a wide by the umpire. So 31 needed now from 25. This is the last over of Luyanda Inzuza. And that's another wide delivery, this time down the leg side. That's superbly left. Good smart cricket by Kuru Miyota, where she's a genius. And now the difference between the runs and the balls has come down to 5. And once again against the run of play, well, in Zuza, she bowled a couple of wides, but now she's got the breakthrough, and it's Kuru Miyota who has to depart. And once again, a shift in momentum. Well, this game is shifting like a pendulum every now and then. Seventh one down for Mamushi, and once again, it has made things extremely interesting. Well, Minion Dupree not impressed at all. It's 102 for 7 after 16. Right then, Fujikawa is out there in the middle. She is at the non-striker's end. Well, 38 out of the last 4 overs with 3 wickets in hand. And this game can go either way, especially with Mignon Dupree still out there at the crease. Takes the single, moves on to 45 herself, inching closer to that milestone of a half century. Right then, 29 required of 23. And Kusuda, well, she has got Fujikawa on strike, and this could be her chance to try and restrict the opposition. And meanwhile, she's not only restricted, she's taken another wicket. Eighth one gone. And Dupree, well, she's getting into a territory now where she can't afford to lose any more wickets at the other end. She will have to keep the strike for the most of the game from here on. And another one for the Titans once again has pulled the game completely back in their favor. It's 103 for 8, 29 required of 22. And in comes McDonald now at number 10. Alright then, McDonald. Can she take the single and bring Dupree back on strike? Crunch moment in this game. Kusuda would be wanting to hit the timber once again. She's ended up bowling a wide delivery, is it? Yes, it is. So an extra run, unnecessary, just puts the pressure back on the bowler. That time it's a swing and a miss, no footwork at all. And that is something that the bowler would be having a look at. 28 from 21 now. Well, Dupree, the non-striker's end, is screaming from inside, "Get me on strike." It's a low full toss, pushed on the offside, and they scamper across in the end. Well, having it to run the hard yards here, Dupree. Well, 27 from 20. Can she get a boundary in here? Well, 1-4 will once again just change the complexion of the game. Well, is she in the time where she starts to deny those singles as well to give away a strike? That will be a wide down the leg side and it's beaten the wicket keeper as well. Well, they've run the first one hard and they're coming back for the second. This could be a chance of a run out. Well, she's made it in the end. And that's 3 runs. 3 bonus runs to the total for Mamushi. Well, have a look at her. Well, there was never a second there, and she took that risk. And she took the throw on of the fielder as well. And it seems like everything is going in her favor at the moment. 24 required of 20 now. And now played slightly uppish. Catch it was the call. Didn't quite carry. And now she takes the single. So one more delivery left in this 17th over. And McDonald, well, all she has to do is try and not take a single or get out. It's either a 2-4-6 or a dot. And Dupree will be happy with that. She will be pretty content if she survives the next delivery without taking a single. Well, it's been pushed and Dupree has denied it, of course. So Dupree will be back on strike at the end of the 17th. It's 109 for 8. Right then, going with the experience now of Divya GK are the Titans. 23 required of 18. And that's a swing and a miss by Dupree. And she has surprisingly enough taken a single and given the strike to McDonald. And I think that will be given as a bye. Well, not quite so. It's been given as runs off the bat, so that's a chance dropped. Would you believe it? Well, that's the second lifeline she's got. And now 22 needed of 17. McDonald on strike. Opportunity for Divya GK to try and bowl some dot deliveries in. Can she keep on beating the batter? Well, on this first occasion, she is. That was definitely angling down the leg side. 22 from 16. Well, this one is going to go right down to the wire. It is going right down to the wire. Once again, it won't quite be a dot ball because they scamper across for a leg by. Dupree wanted the strike back, and ever since she saw the opportunity, she was set on her bike, asking McDonald to get across and give her the strike. 21 needed of 15, and Dupree is on 47. 21 required of 15. Divya GK. Where do you bowl? It's played in the air. And it's in the gap as well. But won't quite find the boundary. The fielder does get across. A couple of runs taken. Moves on to 49. 19 required of 14. Well, this is turning out to be an outstanding game. An absolute thriller in this match number 1 of the Women's Japan Premier League. Once again played on the leg side, this time straight to the fielder. So that's a dot delivery. But she needs to take a single on the next one. Can't afford really to give away the strike. She needs to keep the strike. Well, she's gone for the big one instead. And the fielder has taken it. She's gone. And Mamushi are stunned in silence out here, the defending champions. That is an excellent catch out there at long off by Enzusa. And Divya GK, showing her experience, tossed that one up, asking her to go for the big one instead of taking the single. She did go for the big one, and she has picked out Enzusa at long off. And she departs here for 49. Well, it has been an outstanding innings by Benyon Dupree. But that should definitely also be curtains for Mamushi. 19 required of 12. And, well, she batted the best part of those 18 overs, did Mignon Dupree. And she just couldn't quite get her side over the line. Well, experience played experience. And Divya GK, in the end, has the last laugh. And the Titans are inching closer to winning this first game of the Women's Japan Premier League up against the defending champions. Outstanding. Well. 19 from 12. Engmenya continuing. And she has cleaned her up. That's gone. That's the end of the game. That's a second wicket. And the Titans have done it. They have beaten the defending champions Mamushi. They have won this game by 18 runs. Well, that fifth wicket and the sixth wicket partnership were something that they give a scare. In fact, the sixth and the seventh wicket, rather, you would feel. But in the end, they have got themselves over the line. They have kept on taking those wickets. They have gone through the stale. And once they took that wicket of Mignon Dupree, it was definitely curtains before they finish it off here as McDonald's is cleaned up by Engmenya. And Mamushi are bowled out here for 113. And the Titans have won this game by 18 runs. Well, a brilliant performance in the end by this South African franchise Titans, who are out here in association with the Japan Cricket Association, as they win this match number 1 of the Women's Japan Premier League. Well, in the very first game, we have seen a shock out here. The Titans winning it, and winning it quite comfortably in the end. 18 runs is a big margin in a T20 game. Well, here is the batting card, as you can see, right at the top of the order. Mignon Dupree, as you would have expected, 49 of 45 deliveries played up until that ninth wicket partnership. Well, she did not really get much support. Kato, 2 runs. Oda, Golden Duck. Wrigley, 5. Emerson Filsell, Golden Duck. But then it was Roshni Seth who tried to smash it around inside the power play, scored 14, a 6 and a 4 to her name. Usha Pereira supported really well for 12 and also 17 by the left hander, but in the end couldn't quite keep the nerve in the end and they fall short. As you can see, the bowling card, Ahelia Chandel, she took the game away in the power play itself. 3 overs, 4 for 14, the pick of the bowlers. And as you can see that graph, well, the 8th over being the biggest, 11 runs come off it, but those white dots are the reason why they find themselves 18 runs short in this chase, do Mamushi. And the most crucial dot was the one in that 18th over, where they got the big wicket of the veteran Mignon Dupree. Well, that is the chart where we see the comparison, and at moments they were ahead, and then it went on pretty much neck to neck before they were cleaned up in this 19th over. And Mamushi, well, they fall short in the end because they ended up losing too many wickets inside that power play. Well, that was the pure reason why they have not been able to chase down this total. So the match summary then: Mamushi winning the toss and electing to field first, putting the Titans into bat. And they posted a total of 131 for 6. Well, surprisingly enough, the second highest after Lawrence was the extras, 24 of those. Well, everyone contributed though in the end. Ahelia Chandel, 16 with the bat as well. A couple of wickets for Usha Pereira. But have a look at this. In reply, Ahelia Chandel once again with the ball. The Japanese wicket taking machine, 4 for 14 in a 3. A couple of wickets for Enzuza and a very crucial catch, the crucial catch of Mignon Dupree, who was out for 49 in that 18th over, where 19 was required of 13. And then it was just all over as the Titans win this match number 1 by 18 runs. Well, that was it from this match number 1 in the Women's Japan Premier League. We have match number 2 just around the corner in a short while from now. And we will be back for it. This has been your commentator. It's been a pleasure. From myself, Piyush Nathani, it's a goodbye for now. Thank you.